Hello everyone. So this is the Probook 840. This is essentially the last Probook that has the easily removable bottom that we've all known. It's just one flick of the switch and the entire bottom comes off. It makes for easy upgrades, essentially RAM, hard drive. Just generally looking under the laptop, seeing if anything's wrong. It's always been a huge thing that I liked about HP, but I guess with the Probook 850 they no longer have that. There's now just a couple kind of segmented doors that you can open. So this is the Probook 840. It's a great business laptop. It has fantastic build quality. It has a great keyboard. It has a great touchpad. Just generally overall, it's built and holding in your hand and using this every day. It feels very nice. Now, the only things I kind of don't like about this laptop are essentially the display. This is the 1600 by 900 display. So actually, if you've got the full HD screen, it's probably better. But the blacks are really not very good in the screen. In fact, actually, after using it for a little while, I feel like my eyes are almost bleeding. So, yeah, if you're kind of looking for something with a better screen, this is definitely, don't get the 1600 by 900 screen. Also, the speakers are not that great. I mean, they're okay enough that you can hold a Skype phone call, but that's about it. Another thing is, one thing I'm having issues is essentially the Wi-Fi. It seems to half the time it just does not automatically reconnect. I don't know what's going on. I updated all the drivers, everything seems right, but the Wi-Fi just does not reconnect, and it's kind of a pain. Quiet cat. So another thing is, essentially it has no HDMI. It has a full-size display port. I mean, of course, I kind of would rather see an HDMI, but I mean, at least it does have a full-size display port and a VGA, so you can still hook it up to 2 additional monitors, and essentially it'll work perfectly. It just would be nice to see HDMI because it just plugs into anything, and pretty much everything supports HDMI well. Full-size DisplayPort, you're going to need some sort of adapter to use whatever you're trying to use. So yeah, basically it has an Ethernet port. It has a removable bottom, and actually the battery on this laptop is it's also removable, even though it's inside behind the door. The battery is actually still removable. You'd obviously have to just kind of clip off the bottom, and you'd have to turn off the laptop, but at least you don't have to do you don't have to remove any screws or anything like that. So if the battery ever went bad in this computer, you could pretty much go on eBay and buy a new one. So some of the things, I think I already mentioned the touchpad. I've always liked this HP touchpad. I find it has quite a few settings. You can customize it to your liking, and I like how it has buttons on the top and the bottom, which correspond to the little pointy stick. It's nice that they leave that there as well. I know most people don't use this, and I don't use this either, but I mean, what's the point of leaving features off when there's plenty of space to keep them there? So overall, I just wanted to point out this isn't really a ultra thin, ultra sleek laptop. It's really not trying to leave out features to be thin. It's thin enough that it's pleasant to use. It's not particularly heavy. It's not really light, but it has good cooling. As you can see, the vent on it's a pretty good size vent for a laptop of this size. So pretty much anything you pack under here, it runs pretty cool. It's a well thought out computer. It's trying not to compromise on weight and thinness just to get rid of things or make it hotter or kind of have a shallower keyboard. So everything about this is kind of just as if an old classic style laptop. It's just very good at everything basic, but it kind of doesn't really go above and beyond that, which is somewhat what you're looking for in a business laptop, just something that's stable and something that works. And I'm gonna say I'm just overall a big fan of this computer. This style of HP design, I think, is probably one of their best. It really feels very solid. This is like it kind of feels almost like a ThinkPad. You could throw this laptop in a bag and you never have to worry about it. You don't need any kind of sleeve. It's not going to break. It has a ton of battery life. It has something like between 6 to 8 hours of battery life, so you should have no issues whatsoever with that. It has every port, as I mentioned, the Ethernet. It even folds out. I'm a big fan of these fold-out Ethernet ports because, I mean, I would much rather have an Ethernet port than not. In fact, I would never buy a computer with that one, but that is just me. So I think if you're going for the Probook 840, and especially if you can pick it up at a refurb price, it's definitely a good laptop. It'll last you a long time, and as all know, HP warranty is great. So as long as you get the next business day support, just give them a call or use chat support, and essentially everything will be taken care of by next day or then 2 days. So yeah, if you're looking for a general web browsing computer for watching movies, just doing kind of light Excel work, obviously no real gaming, I really think you can't go wrong with this computer. I would just make sure you go for the full HD screen. It's not so much the resolution, it's just the quality of this 1600 by 900 screen is it's just not good. And maybe if you're not used to high quality displays, you might not notice, but if you used laptops with very good screens, you will absolutely notice right away. And like I say, using this computer for an extended period of time, it literally almost makes my eyes hurt. When you have a lot of whites, you can kind of barely see what's on the screen sometimes. So yeah, this is generally just my quick overview of the Probook 840 by HP. So check it out. They have tons of these online for refurb prices and on eBay. I think it's a good buy as long as you're not buying it new with the whole full loadout and kind of warranty. That kind of makes it a little expensive for what you get.